Well, instead of going up and grabbing a ginseng plant and showing somebody what it looks like, I'm going to take you on an actual hunt to look for it. Now, I'm not 100% sure if ginseng's in this woods, but to start it off with, you're always constantly looking for plants that look like it, which there's one right there. And I tell you right now, this is not ginseng. Them two little leaves on the group of 5 are sitting off from the other ones. They're not all connected together. And that's like one of the most easy telltale signs that it's not ginseng, plus a woody stem. But one thing I'm seeing in is like trillium or even little jack-in-the-pulpit plants, them grow in a rich soil, so I know the soil isn't completely dead or doesn't have the ability to grow ginseng in it. But I am seeing a lot of dead limbs on the ground. Normally, when I'm hunting ginseng, I don't see dead limbs like this laying everywhere, little ones. To me, it's just not a very rich soil. The soil's hard, clayey, and I can tell it's not a very well-drained soil, although there's ferns on the ground, and generally ferns tend to, I would say, they can grow in worse conditions than ginseng, but they do thrive in a good rich soil. And when I see them, I know, hey, that's another sign for ginseng, along with this plant. This is bloodroot, and I find that a lot around ginseng. Good rich soil plant. And when I'm hunting, I'm actually scanning around, looking at trees and everything at the same time, trying to get a feel of the soil, the trees. Now, one thing I do know for sure, maple trees, you got a big stand of them. If it's on a north hill slope, good shade, they're going to, through time, produce very good soil with their leaves that fall off. But one thing you notice, there isn't a lot of leaves on the ground as we're walking here from, say, last year. But the soil is starting to get a little softer. There's a bloodroot. And what I mean by softer, it seems to be more sandier soil. And another bloodroot, fern. So I know I'm getting close. I'm still on a northern slope, kind of away from the direct sunlight. It's cooler, and the farther I go in, the better it's going to get. Right here is possibly blue cohosh, deep woods plant. But I still see a lot of limbs laying on the ground, little ones and stuff like that, and just, I don't know. It's hard to explain because I suppose you could find ginseng around soil like this, but I seldom have. Now right up here, there's a big dead maple tree, and the soil is becoming very ideal. Real spongy soil, which I really like. And if you notice on the other side of this tree, a lot of growth. But one thing with this vegetation that's growing, if I stop here and move this camera up a little bit, you're going to see that because of all this vegetation is caused by basically an opening in the woods to where it's letting quite a bit of light in. Too much light. So I know I'm not going to find ginseng right in here. I'm going to keep walking. I kind of like the soil. I'm telling you, the soil is very sandy silt loam. And the amount of ferns is picking up unreal. So I know this got to be ideal. It's got to be ideal. If ginseng isn't here, it was. But the soil, very rich, sandy silt loam soil, moist, northern side. In all honesty, this is about time I start getting a little bit excited. It's that big stand of maples everywhere. Small ones to larger ones. ferns. And right here is ginseng. This here would be a solid 3-pronger, and here's a 4-pronger. What would be my 4-prongers and 3-prongers? You got 3 groups like this one here, 3 groups of 5 leaves. This is probably a 12, 15-year-old plant, maybe a little less, right on top of fern. There's 3 plants. I looked over here a little bit. As you can see there's a whole pile of them. And probably 5, 6 plants right in this little group here. Right here, a nice healthy 4-pronger. And there's a couple smaller ones there. And you look right here, here's what I'm talking about. All them leaves are connected, every one of them. They're coming off from down into one area. And we got a set of a 3-pronger here with 5 leaves on each. And right here is a berry, ginseng berry. This is right. I'm going to squish it. Juice comes out, and you're going to find one real hard seed. A lot of the bigger ones have 2 seeds in there, very hard seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and poke this in the ground, and this will not come up next year. It has to stratify under the soil for 1 year before it'll come up. Don't put them too deep. Look at that pile of ginseng. They're all tangled together. And if you look, these are non-woody stems. I cannot stress that enough. Ginseng has a stem that looks like a dandelion. If you see any kind of a woody stem, it is not ginseng. In no air form. So get that out of your head. There's some green berries. So if you look for that, groups of 5 leaves all connected together, and usually they're around a 3-prong, 2-prong, upwards of 4. The most I've ever seen was a humongous 6-prong. Look at these little ones here. Nice 4-pronger right there. That's a good shot of ginseng. Underside, you see where they're all connected at the base of that stem, coming off at the same spot. Non-woody stem. Everything is very uniform. That is about the only way I can really stress that someone can, how they can determine ginseng. And if you dig a root and it looks like this, they all look pretty close the same. Kind of like a carrot, a lot of wrinkles, a goldish brown before you wash it. They got one little bud off the side, that'll be next year's growth when that top dies down. Not very hairy. And this here is probably a medium to small size root. We got our non-woody stem. Everything's connected up at the top, breaks off into 4 prongs, and then you got your 5 leaves on each prong. And your berry pod, or what was one there on this one anyways. There's another shot of the 5 leaves. Then there's some bloodroot right smack next to it. Look at all the bloodroot around there. Baby maple tree leaves. A lot of, if you notice the ground, the dead leaves from last fall, all over. There's some blue cohosh again. Northern slope, I'm telling you. Best way to find it. I've seldom found on the southern slope. We got a lot of ferns around. Perfect match, a mixture of undergrowth. Not too much, not too little. You notice compared to the starting of the video, there was really nothing for undergrowth. And this is so ideal. If nobody had ever harvested this, I guarantee I'd be wading through ginseng. I literally would be wading through it. But as usual, people dig the crap out of it. They don't call it green gold for nothing. There's that root again with a different camera. Kind of give you a good idea what it looks like. Might as well figure the size of your thumb for a decent root. You got your bud. Minimal hair on these roots. Maybe down towards the bottom a little bit here and there, but that's it. Plants cannot tolerate heat very well. They cannot tolerate sun. You're looking at probably roughly 80% shade. I'd say that bud on the top of the root is usually maybe 1 to 2 inches below the soil tops. Once in a while you find it deeper depending on how rich the soil is. And right here, there's that group of ginseng. Look at them all, just piled together. There's the seed pod with no seeds. Now I'm working my way up the hill, straight up. Berries will, through the years, roll down. So I should find some older plants up above it if nobody had found it yet. I'm still liking the soil conditions. Got a good mixture of undergrowth, a lot of maple trees, ferns. And right here, would you think it was ginseng? Nope. Doesn't have all the leaves breaking off from one stem. This is that wild sarsaparilla or whatever you want to call it. Don't have time to look it up, so sorry if I mispronounced it. Deep woods plant. But keep in mind, I'm on a fairly steep slope here right now, climbing up. Hoping like heck I'm going to find me a little bit more here. This woods have been combed through years for ginseng, so, but I know it's been 15, 20 years if somebody comes in, they're sneaking like crazy and really rushing, so it's here. There was a lot of it, probably won't find it, but sporadic here and there, nobody's going to find it. And there's some more bloodroot. A lot of leaves on the ground from last year. Good stand of maples, like I said. Well-drained soil, real spongy underneath. When you're walking on it, you can just feel it. And right here, what looks like ginseng, another group of 5, but look at them bottom 2 leaves down away from the 3. You got a woody stem. What that is a little tree. Little piece of crap. There we are again. Not ginseng. Woody stem. Leaf pattern, nowhere near the same. People do, you would not believe how many times people mistake plants for ginseng. It just blows me away. Same thing. Not ginseng. Woody stem on that one. Look at the nice, dark, rich woods. I'm telling you, there are going to be more in here somewhere. Gotta be. And right there, there's a ginseng plant with a berry and a ripe one and a green one. Non-woody stem. Everything breaks off right at the top of that stem. Here's another one. This one here either dying back or starving a little bit. And up a little farther, a couple feet, another nice 3-pronger. Bunch of little ones. Couple 2-prongers. Some more little ones. Then we got another 3-pronger with a berry. Couple berries on it yet. And some more. There we are. Groups of 5. Now you look at this plant here. Right in with it. Woody stem. Get that piece out of the way. I'm going to pull this guy up here. Come on. There we go. Got a woody stem and the leaves aren't the same. Now you look at that. Looks just like a dandelion stem on it. Non-woody. Biggest way for telltale on ginseng. Now, I want to check this out quick. Look at all that soil dug out of the side of this hill, out in the middle of nowhere. I don't have a damn knife or anything on me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that big ass hole. I don't know what the hell lives down in there like that, but there's something in there. Gotta be. I might be coming back. Maybe I'll hook a trail cam up and see what the hell actually dug this damn thing out. Something literally dug that hillside out. The amount of dirt pulled away is just unreal. You know, a tree didn't fall. No what the hell that is. And we got another one here of actually exposed rock. Something's living in there though. So anyways, that is green gold. And trust me, people love to borrow it. And you find it in clumps like this is very, very rare. I guess people have been through this woods, even though it's posted, and weeded out quite a bit, and they missed this area and up there. It takes forever to grow in one season to wipe it out. So, let's see if I can find one more. And we're gonna call her quits. Right here, no other ones around. This is a little 3-pronger. Got a berry on it yet. Up there is where the other ones were. So it is scattered. But seeds roll downhill. Now one thing, when you're on the uphill side of it, to find it, for me it seems harder than on the downhill. I'm looking up to down. You can see right there, I'm zooming in. You can see the berries, but you notice how the leaves they're not really giving off a lot of a pattern. It's kind of hard to show on camera. If you go on the downhill side, if you look there, they kind of tip down a little bit. You can almost see that pattern. There's the berries. Like I said, hard to show on the camera, but trust me, going downhill, looking up, you seem to do a better job of locating it. So keep that in mind. And right there's bloodroot again. Good companion plant, I'm telling you. Scattered around. Find bloodroot. Ideal soil conditions for ginseng. And here's a nice little 2-pronger. And then that one that's dying, or dying back, 3-pronger, non-woody stem, there's a 2-pronger, bunch of little ones. A few years this could be a nice stand of ginseng if nobody digs it. There's probably a good 10, 11 plants right here alone. That's not ginseng. Got that woody stem on the damn thing. And the leaf pattern, nowhere near like it as you can see there. Gotta find my 4-wheeler. It'll be late for work.